Your dog is friendly with a lot of people. They wag for the neighbor. They accept treats from visitors. They let strangers scratch behind their ears without complaint. They are, by most measures, a perfectly social, perfectly pleasant dog. But there is one person in the room they treat differently. One person whose footstep on the driveway changes their entire body. One person whose face they search for before they settle. One person whose hand reaching down seems to shift something deep inside them, and you can see it happen in real time. Most owners notice it. Very few fully understand what it means. Because what your dog reserves for their favorite human is not simply more affection. It is a completely different category of behavior rooted in biology, attachment science, and thousands of small moments that built something your dog has no other way to express. Today we are going through 5 things dogs do only for the one human their nervous system has quietly, deliberately chosen. 1. They check for you before they relax. Watch your dog in a room full of people. They may move around. They may greet others. They may accept attention, food, even play from people they like. But every so often, something subtle happens that most owners miss entirely because it looks too small to matter. Their eyes find you. A quick glance across the room. A tiny pause mid-movement. A fraction of a second where they locate you before going back to whatever they were doing. Blink and you miss it. But it is happening constantly. In canine behavior science, this is called social referencing, and it is one of the most studied indicators of secure attachment between a dog and their person. Your dog is not checking on you casually. They are using you as the emotional reference point for the entire environment. If you are calm, the room feels safer. If you are still there, the situation stays manageable. If your face and body signal no threat, their nervous system begins to quiet. This is why your dog can be perfectly friendly with 10 other people in the room and still keep finding you with their eyes. They are not asking permission. They are confirming the location of the one person their brain trusts above everything else. That little glance is not nothing. It is your dog saying, in the only way they know how, as long as I can find you, I can relax. 2. They give you the full body greeting. There is a meaningful difference between a dog who is happy to see someone and a dog whose entire body changes because you walk through the door. With other people, there may be a wagging tail, lifted ears, genuine excitement. But with their favorite human, something else happens entirely. The greeting becomes almost physically impossible to contain. The tail pulls the hips along with it. The shoulders loosen. The body curves toward you. Some dogs spin. Some bounce. Some produce that full body wiggle that seems to travel from the tip of their nose all the way to the end of their tail like a wave of joy with nowhere else to go. That movement is more than excitement. It is a nervous system releasing tension it has been holding since you left. When you are gone, your dog's world doesn't end, but something essential is missing from it. The person who regulates the routine, the safety, the emotional temperature of their environment has gone. So when you come back, your dog is not simply pleased to see you. Their body is resetting. The cortisol drops. The heart rate slows. The whole system shifts back to baseline. The full body greeting is not a performance. It is what relief looks like when it moves through an entire body at once. And the reason it looks different with you is simple: it is different with you. You are not just someone they like. You are the one whose return means everything is all right again. 3. They bring you their vulnerability. A dog can roll over for a stranger. They can sit beside someone they just met if that person seems kind enough. They can accept attention from almost anyone. But there are certain moments they save exclusively for the person they trust most. The deep sleep beside you, the kind where they twitch, where their paws move like they are running somewhere, where small sounds escape them. The turned back, pressed against your leg with no request attached. The long, slow exhale that seems to come from somewhere deep and settles their entire body at once. These are not dramatic moments, which is exactly why they matter so much. In the animal world, vulnerability is expensive. A relaxed body is a risk. A turned back is a risk. Deep sleep is a risk. Every survival instinct a dog carries understands that being defenseless near the wrong creature can be fatal. So when your dog chooses to be completely defenseless near you, their body is making a statement their mouth never could. I do not need to guard myself here. This is one of the clearest and most honest signs of favorite human attachment that exists. Not the loud moments. Not the obvious excitement. The quiet surrender. The dog who curls beside you on an ordinary Tuesday evening and finally, completely, exhales. That is not laziness. That is not habit. That is trust becoming physical. And once you understand what it costs them biologically to offer it, those small, sleepy moments will never feel ordinary again. 4. They study your movements before you make them. If you are your dog's favorite human, they often seem to know what you are about to do before you have done anything obvious. You shift your weight slightly on the sofa and they lift their head. You take one particular kind of breath and they are already watching the door. You reach for a specific pair of shoes and they understand the entire story before your hand has left the shelf. It can feel almost supernatural. It is not. It is attention, sustained, obsessive, devoted attention directed at one specific person over months and years. Dogs are extraordinary readers of human micromovements. They learn the tiny sequences that come before meaningful events. The glance toward the hallway. The change in your walking pace. The way your hand moves when you are preparing to leave, or feed them, or take them out. But they do not study everyone with this level of intensity. They study the person who matters most, because that person controls the emotional map of their entire day. Your routine becomes their routine. Your patterns become their predictions. Your smallest movements become a language they learn to read fluently. This is why another person can walk through the same room without your dog reacting, but the moment you shift, they are already responding. Your movement carries meaning to them that no one else's does. While you are simply living your ordinary life, your dog is quietly building a private dictionary of you. Not because they are obsessive. Because understanding you is the closest thing they have to feeling safe. 5. They choose you when they are uncertain. This one is the most important sign on this list, and the most revealing. When something strange happens, a noise outside, an unfamiliar object in the room, a knock at the door, watch where your dog looks first. Many dogs will look at the thing itself. That is instinct. But a dog who is deeply bonded to their favorite human will do something different. After the initial reaction, they look back at your face before they decide how to feel about what just happened. They are asking a silent question: are we safe? Your response becomes their answer. If your body stays relaxed, their alarm begins to lower. If your voice remains calm, they settle. If you move with confidence, they follow that confidence. Your face is not just something they recognize, it is the instrument they use to calibrate their response to the entire world around them. This does not mean your dog thinks you are infallible. It means their brain has collected enough evidence, through every calm walk, every safe moment, every time they were uncertain and you helped them through it, to trust your judgment above their own instinct. That is not a small thing. That is the result of thousands of ordinary moments stacking into something extraordinary. And every time your dog looks back at your face when the world feels uncertain, they are showing you the full weight of what those moments built. Being your dog's favorite human is not really about who gives the most treats or uses the sweetest voice. Those things matter, but they are not the foundation. The foundation is safety, repeated until it becomes belief. Your dog chose you through thousands of ordinary moments. The way you come home. The way you touch them. The way your presence makes difficult things easier to survive. And once they chose you, it shows up everywhere. In the glance across the room. In the greeting that takes over their whole body. In the deep sleep beside you. In the way they read your smallest movement before you have finished making it. In the way they look for your face when the world feels uncertain. None of that is random. All of it is evidence of a bond your dog has been showing you every single day in the only language they have. So the next time your dog looks back to find you, presses against your leg, or settles beside you with that long, slow exhale, don't brush it off as ordinary. To your dog, it is anything but. It is the way they say, out of everyone, I choose you. If this made you think of your dog, hit that like button and subscribe, because every video on this channel is built around the questions most dog owners have never stopped to ask, and the real science behind the answers. Drop a comment below. What does your dog do that makes you feel chosen? Tell me their name too. I read every single one, and honestly, those comments make my whole day. Paw prints.